Danke. Heute haben wir Nachrichten aus Berlin bekommen.
Today I would like to present an Easter message to the peace and justice movement from an Iraq war veteran, conscientious objector, and war resistor, U.S. soldier Blake Lemoine. The Pentagon admits that between the start of the war on Iraq and the end of 2004, more than 5,500 U.S. soldiers deserted the armed forces. More and more are deserting every day. Some of the deserters have been arrested and jailed in U.S. military prisons, but most are living underground in the U.S. and in other countries. During the Vietnam War, Sweden and Canada offered asylum to deserting U.S. soldiers. Today, no country does, not even Germany, and we have to do something about it. We should not forget an important reason for the U.S. withdrawal from Vietnam was the resistance within its own armed forces. Some of the most courageous soldiers, however, do not desert. They resist within the military system. I bring a message to the German peace movement from one of these brave, resisting soldiers stationed here in Germany. His name is Blake Lemoine. Blake is 23 years old and comes from Louisiana. He lives near Darmstadt at the moment with his 21-year-old wife, Elena. Monday, he faces a special court-martial in Darmstadt. If he is found guilty of disobeying orders, he could be jailed in a U.S. military prison for up to a year, lose all pay and benefits from which to support his wife, and get a bad conduct discharge. After realizing the extent of the lies supposedly justifying the Iraq wars, on January 10th, Blake wrote to his commanders, right on up to President Bush, that he could no longer cooperate. Here is a part of what he wrote. To my chain of command, while deployed in Iraq, I encountered hatred, anger, wrath, and racism. Very seldom did I find these emotions wearing Iraqi skin. It was the soldiers who I fought with who portrayed these horrors of the human soul. Some might say that when I signed the Army contract, I agreed to kill for the United States. However, when I signed that contract, it was literally impossible for me to know the means with which our war was being waged. Now that I am aware of the hatred and wrath directed against the Arabic peoples, at least by the U.S. soldiers, I can do nothing but withdraw my gun from service to the United States military's causes. Also, I must state that, unfortunately, I cannot give the Army any assistance in any way from this day forward. Listen to this man and the way it has formed a learning process. Such change within a year. In protest against the Army's refusal to release him on January 27th, Blake began a hunger strike. He is on hunger strike still now, and he has lost about 15 kilograms. Since February 1st, Blake has also refused to receive any pay or benefits from the Army. Again, he wrote his chain of command. As has been publicly acknowledged by the Army itself, I am under a slave contract currently. This is evidenced by the fact that when I said, I quit, the answer was, you can't. There is only one class of people throughout history that was kept by force from quitting their jobs. This class is the slave class. Blake Lemoine, like many other U.S. servicemen, won't let up. He continues his fasting. He continues his struggle. What an example of civil courage. We can learn a lot from Blake, these other men, and their peers. American Voices Abroad, including the Munich-Am Peace Committee, work together with a coalition of assistance and counseling organizations helping GIs resist the Iraq and other unjust U.S. wars, assisting soldiers and sailors to retire honorably from the military service as conscientious objectors. Please help us all in any way you can. Any financial contributions can be pledged or given to the Munich-Am Peace Committee here today. Its members are here to our left under our banner at today's demonstration.
Öffentlich zugegeben habe, bin ich zurzeit einem Sklavenvertrag unterworfen. Nachweis dafür ist die Tatsache, dass ich gesagt habe, ich quittiere den Dienst. Die Antwort lautete, das können Sie nicht. Es gibt nur eine Klasse von Menschen in der ganzen Geschichte, die man durch Zwang verhindert hat, sagt er, ihre Arbeitsplätze aufzugeben. Jene Klasse ist die Klasse der Sklaven. Also, das ist ein Recht auf Widerstand, bitte unterstützen. Wir stehen hier unten, Munich-Am Peace Committee. Wer eine Spende oder etwas jetzt leisten möchte oder die Adresse der Bankkonto haben möchte, kommen Sie bitte zu uns. Das ist ein großer Schritt vorwärts zur Beendigung des Irakkrieges und zum Frieden in der Welt. Vielen Dank.
Herzlichen Dank, Dick Forward vom American Peace Committee. Ich wünsche euch allen viel Kraft, viel Kreativität. Wir sehen uns ja nächsten Samstag.